Hey friends and family, IB here. This is my third Thank You Thursday video. It's been another big week for people contributing to my fundraising for my upcoming book publication. The book is The Calling of Cusps. It's a 102,000 word manuscript right now that is in the Copyright Office, and it is in the works with a company called Elite Authors to be a fully fledged paperback book, hopefully in a few months. And I have been doing my fundraising. You might be new to this movement of my authorship, and you may have been following me for a little bit. So what I'm doing in these videos is thanking the people that have been helping me out as I grow and being a part of my journey, and also just hopefully benefiting from enjoying what I do. That said, let's jump right in. As I often do, I'd like to thank all the people that have been watching my stuff, liking and sharing my stuff. It means a lot to me. It really helps me out. It's pretty easy, and yet most of us don't do it. I will be honest, I oftentimes don't even think to do it. So for you, those of you that are taking the moment to think about doing that for my content, the like, the share, the subscription, the free subscription to my Substack, or to my YouTube, whatever it is you're doing, I really appreciate it. It means a big deal, and it really, the way that these algorithms and things are working nowadays, it actually really does me a huge favor. It's like money in the bank for me. You don't even realize. So those of you that are doing it, thank you so much. That said, a few people have also become paid subscribers to my Substack, which is the platform in which I produce and display a lot of my content, video content of me reading from my book and talking about my book and talking about some other things that I'm into as an author, part of my author journey and stuff. So this is my Substack, and on my Substack, people have become paid members, which means they can access exclusive private content. But it also just does me a big favor. It supports me, and I've had some good friends pop up from the past and help me out, and some family members do so. And before I get into talking about the people that have really just gone above and beyond and supporting my Kickstarter, which launched about a week ago, I'd like to thank the people that subscribed to my Substack and became part of my Substack family. So first is my grandmom. I've thanked her in my last video for giving me some really good advice about all of this stuff, about being an author and some of the business moves. And I should have thanked her more in this last video, and I didn't, but I want to make a quick shout out to Grandmom. This might be a long video, so I'm going to try to keep it brief because I got a lot of people to thank. But Grandmom, thank you for all the support you've given me in the arts over the years. You've been such a support in that way. And then Grandmom, after like maybe an hour or two after I made that Thank You Thursday video last week, I saw that Grandmom had become a paid member on Substack. So thank you, Grandmom, for becoming one of my paid members on Substack and supporting me that way with that annual contribution. That's very nice. And I hope you like my stuff. The next goes to actually one of my grandmom's friends who also became one of my Substack paid subscribers, and that's Diane. Thank you so much, Diane. I don't know that I've met you. I probably have. It's a small island if you're from MDI, which sounds like you are. So Diane, thank you so much. I hope that you enjoy what I'm doing, and thank you so much for your generosity and telling me a little bit about your story. I appreciate you very much. Now, and again, thank you to all the people that I thanked before for being my paid subscribers. Some of those people I've been in a little bit of contact with here and there, and it's been just such a blessing to have them as a part of what I got going on. That said, let's get into thanking the people who dumped just a ton of love into me, dollar love and just support and appreciation and encouragement love on Kickstarter. Kickstarter is my crowdfunding platform that I'm using, where people are donating money to me, and in return, they're getting a reward for backing me. And in this case, the reward is various aspects of my book, whether it's a digital ebook or an audiobook version of my book that I will be producing and reading, or whether it's a paperback book or some combination of these things. And the highest tier reward is actually, which many people have gone for. I'm not surprised. I'm very, very thankful for this, but it seems like such a cool idea that the highest tier is that people who donate the most money are getting acknowledged in the final version of my book when it gets published. So I think that's kind of cool. And a lot of people have gone for that. And I appreciate all of you who care that much and trust me enough to be associated with my book in print, because once you're in there, you're in there. Maybe you didn't think about that, but I hope you trust me and like me enough that, you're okay with that. It sounds like you are. And thank you so much, all of you. So let's start naming some names. I'm super psyched to do this. I've been waiting since the first day. I will say that Kickstarter is kind of weird, and I had some like weird scammer people like donate money and then ask me to become business partners with them. And then when I said I wasn't interested, they just took their money back. I didn't know you could do that, but these are the people that actually are like giving me money. I know almost all of them personally. So let's start with my mom, Tams. Thank you so much, Mom. Of course, as I said before, like moms are always first. In this case, you were second to Suleiman, but Suleiman took back his $50. I don't know why. Actually, Walter was first, but he took back his money too because they wanted me to give them money. Anyways, Mom, thank you so much. You are really the first one to have supported me on Kickstarter. Then Brady, my wife's dad, Brady, thank you so much for your huge contribution. What a gift, what a blessing. And I really appreciate you coming through for me there. Thank you so much. Then is Michelle, who is also my wife's, I don't want to get this wrong, my wife's aunt, Michelle. That's right. And I'm going to say Michelle and Robert. I'm guessing this was a family contribution, so thank you, Michelle and Robert Morrison. Is it Morrison or Morris? I hope I got that right. Michelle and Robert, I know that part. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your contribution. I hope you like my book. I hope you're seeing this on Facebook. Next is Felicia Fault. I grew up with you, and I used to hang out with your kids, and I haven't seen you in years, and I'm so thankful that here the call to arms, the horn was sounded, and you showed up. Literally, I think, showed up at my mom's house and watched some of my content with my mom and then donated to my Kickstarter. So thank you so much. And your name will be in my book. That's awesome. I really appreciate you, Felicia. You're super cool. I remember you used to like volunteer at our school and stuff in some cool ways. So thank you so much. The next is Cindy and Steve Riddle, my in-laws. Thank you so much, you guys. Once again, pulling through. They are also ones like my mom who also are paid members on my Substack, so they've kind of double trouble given, and they're all in. And I know they love me so much, and I love you guys too. So thanks to Cindy and Steve. Thank you so much. And then my grandmom Rita, who also is a paid member on my Substack and is coming through and through to help me out here. And I've already thanked you for some other things, but thank you once again because you keep showing up for me in this endeavor. And I hope that you're finally getting to see me turn into somewhat of a artist in a sense as a writer. And I hope this turns into something cool. The next is my wife, Naya. Naya gave me $5. That was to test and make sure this was all working, but I owe Naya huge thanks. To be honest, it's only $5 that she gave me because we were testing it. But I owe Naya, I gotta say, no offense to anyone else, but I owe Naya more thanks than I owe anybody in this except God, because Naya has just, I mean, I couldn't even put it in its own book to tell you how much Naya's done for me. So, honey, I love you so much. Thank you for all the support and trust and patience you've had for me, and good advice and listening to my book and being the first person to have read all of my book. And whether you are really good at faking it or not, having somebody tell me that they love my book and that it moved them and it meant something to them, even if you're lying, I think I needed it then. So thanks. Hopefully other people feel that way too. I love you, sweetie. Next is, Dave Harper. Yeah, it took me a moment. Yeah, Dave Harper. Lisa and Dave. These are my wife's parents, like best friends. My wife's best friend growing up is their daughter. Sorry, I'm not good with like the family tree stuff. I know exactly who they are. I can picture both their face. I love them. They were at my wedding. They came all the way from Pennsylvania. I think about them all the time. Dave and I have a similar physical affliction that we've talked about a little bit, and they're good people. I know that they've been super close with my wife and her family their whole lives, and they're one of those little groups of people that ever since moving to Hawaii with with my wife's family, I've just dreamed of becoming closer and closer with. Unfortunately, they left Hawaii and went to Pennsylvania like within a few years of me getting here, but I dream of coming closer and closer to you guys. So Harpers, thank you so much for your contribution. The next is Patty and Dave Bergstrom. Again, you guys have been a part of my life for a long, long time. I love you so much. Thank you. And as I said to you when I thanked you earlier, you are one of the few people. I wrote an ebook a while ago about detoxing and removing sugar from your diet. And Patty, you're one of the few people that like took the time to like read my book, my ebook, short ebook, and then respond to me about it with like, I thought really nice and honest feedback and like kind feedback also. And I just really appreciate you for here we go again. Like I'm doing something else in the writing world and you're right here in the first week, like coming through for me. So thanks guys so much. And then Lori Willa, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Lori is someone I've met a few times. I don't know you super well. I know that you're one of my mom's best friends, and I'm super thrilled that you're a part of this. And once again, like my mom sounded the horn, like, "Hey, friends and family, please come and support my son." And you're one of the people that showed up, and that's super cool. It says a lot about your character and your quality, just in terms of, I mean, at the very least, in terms of generosity and trust. So thank you so much, Lori. I appreciate you very much. Next, we have Anna and Rebecca Kimenow. Again, this is some of my wife's best friends. Anna and my wife grew up together. They've been friends for very close friends for a few years. And now we share a lot in common with them in terms of philosophy and life and stuff. So Anna and Rebecca, I know that you guys are like us. You're young parents, and neither of us are exceptionally wealthy. So for you guys to be making a donation in favor of this endeavor for me, I know is a huge thing. So I thank you guys so much for that and putting that faith in me. The next person I'd like to thank is Paulette. Paulette, I did work for you in a long time. Maybe like 6 or 7 years ago, I built a walkway for you, and you were just so kind and nice to me. I might be making stuff up, but I feel like you fed me on the job. Because I think you're a cook. I think you're a chef, a professional private chef, and I feel like you fed me on the job. And you were just very kind to me and always very sweet. And you were the kind of person that was very supportive of like just being fun and friendly. So I appreciate you, Paulette. And here you are out of the blue again. I haven't seen you in probably, like I said, 6 or 7 years, and you're supporting me on this venture to be an author. So thank you so much, Paulette. I appreciate you very much. Next is my good old buddy Travis Norwood. Travis, it's been a long time since I've seen you, a few years. I love you so much, man. You're like my brother. We grew up together, and he's also a young father. And I should thank his wife Hannah as well, Hannah Norwood, because you guys are a young couple. Also, I think you got two kids now. One's fairly young, and I know there's a lot of pressure and strain there, sometimes financially and just in terms of managing and moving around resources. And for you guys to come through and give me a big donation like that, I thank you so much. You guys are great, and I love you, and I hope you like my book. I've said this to a few people. Travis, I'm talking to you now, and Hannah, actually. I hope this doesn't sound weird, but I have to, when I create and when I write, I have to sometimes like touch on things I know. And oftentimes for moments, short moments, characters in my book wear the face of a person I know in real life, or have a voice, or have something similar. And I don't see it as I'm writing that person into the story so much as like that person bears a similar thread of spirit or something. So anyways, Travis and Hannah, both of you have inspired lightly characters in my book, and they're not in this first book, but they are people I like very much in the story. So I hope that's cool for you. Hope that's not super creepy or anything. Emmy and Ron Bonja, these are my wife's grandparents. They've also contributed, and this is a special thanks to Ron, first of all, because this has nothing to do with this. It's just to comment on Ron's character. Ron drove across the United States to help work on my house and then went home. He's just like that kind of guy. Ron's awesome. He's super, super cool. He and his wife used to be teachers. Ron and Emmy used to be teachers, and Ron was so great with my kids when he was staying with us and helping us on our house. So thank you. And now to Emmy, this is for you. I know you just wrote a book too, right? And I don't know where you are in the publishing process, and I'm sorry for not being more aware of what you've got going on. I'm just like obsessed with what I'm doing, and I'm sorry for being so tunnel vision about that. But I will acknowledge that as you are writing your own book, for you to come out here and donate money to my book, and I know that like for nobody in this world, like putting a book out is easy or cheap. So thank you so much for putting your life force into my life force as we're doing the same thing. That is like exceptionally generous and very kind, and I really appreciate that. Thank you, Emmy and Ron. Thank you so much. The next goes to Stephanie and Chris Camp, who are some of our best friends. They are so great of friends that we just like wherever we are in life, we end up really close and together. Our kids are really good friends, maybe best friends. I don't know. It's hard to tell with 3-year-olds who's a best friend or not, but our kids are great friends and I love them so much. And they live in Hawaii here with us, which is great. We have a lot in common. I met Chris at jiu-jitsu, which is kind of an interesting vein of common interest that we have. And so yeah, and again, you guys are young parents and I just appreciate you guys coming through for me and giving me some support here. It's very, very much appreciated. The next is one of my wife's business associates. I don't know how I'd say it's one of my wife's clients, business associates, and fellow well, I don't want to say too much about it because I don't really know, but this is one of my wife's friends and one of my wife's business associates named Katie. And Katie, I've met Katie over Zoom a few times talking about various business things. And Katie is just such a sweet person. And she's so nice and she's so helpful. And she is also a mom. And I again, like anytime a young parent is giving me support in this situation, I appreciate it so much because I know that could be used by you. I know that you're in a position where like that, yes, that could be used for you. For you to give that to me right now is just so generous and so thoughtful. So thank you. And the next is to Derek again. Derek was one of the first people I think to my first video. And it's just so cool, man. Derek and I were just such good friends in high school. And I'm going to be honest, like Derek Benson, I was like, I'm never going to see Derek again. I left Maine, especially, even before I left Maine, but especially when I left Maine, if I had ever thought of Derek, which I didn't often, it was like, oh, I'm never going to see Derek again. And this is the thing, is like, Derek saw me in this, and his first instinct was like, I'm going to help that guy. Derek sees me, this person, like, I almost completely forgot about Derek. And his first instinct is like, I'm going to help that guy. Like, it makes, I'm gonna be honest, it makes me feel kind of like a jerk. I'm not saying that to make anyone feel bad, but it just touches me, and it, you know, like, honestly, Derek, like, your financial support is much appreciated and much loved, but it's a lesson. And I'll say this, Derek and Dan and Travis especially, and Chris through Stephanie, and I'm sorry if I'm missing any of you guys. I thanked Duncan last week, but the guys here who have like really been my buddies over the years, who I've really had good friendships with, and we've just completely fallen apart. You know, you did this for me before I did anything for you. I think in a sense is what I'm saying. Like, I really appreciate, and this extends to all of you as well, but especially my buddies. Like, you know, we fell apart over time and distance in life and parenthood and whatever it is, and I asked for help, and I didn't give you help first. Like, you guys were the first ones to show up and give me help. And that's just like super cool, because a lot of people play life tit for tat. And I think I can be one of those people sometimes. And, you know, it's not just appreciated that you guys are helping me out. It's appreciated that it gives me a little bit of something to remember, like what friendship is and what it means to show up for another person. So Derek, once again, man, thank you so much. Duncan, Chris Camp, Travis Norwood. Don't let me forget anyone. Duncan, Chris, all of you. I love all of you, but these are my buddies that have been my buddies forever. Duncan, Derek, Dan Bergstrom, Travis Norwood, Chris Camp. I love you guys, man. All right, and now we're to the last person who just donated very recently, and this is for Diane. Diane. This is a different Diane than the one I said earlier. I'm trying not to say last names if I don't know you super well, because I don't know how you feel about having your name shouted on the internet, and I didn't check that with any of you first. But this is another Diane. This is my mom's friend, not my grandmom's friend, and I've met you again. Like, I've met you once or twice, and I went to school with your kids or your niece and nephew. I'm sorry that I don't know, but I know that you and I share a similar physical affliction, actually shared by Dave. Also, it's Lyme disease. I hope that's not revealing. I hope I'm not being like embarrassingly revealing, but the fact that this book, I'm going to say it again, like, this book came from me in a place of Lyme disease. And I haven't said a lot of this, but like, a lot of the themes and the stories are actually kind of like related to Lyme disease in a way. The bad guy is kind of like a tick in a way. That sounds kind of weird, but so yeah, there's something funny about like people with Lyme disease knowing about this book and talking about it. Anyways, those are the people that have contributed to my Kickstarter. You can see people from all walks of life, people that I barely know, and people that have been like my brothers and sisters and my literal family and blood also. So there's all kinds of people that have been coming through for me. And I'm just super thankful for all of you. And I want to remind all of you that have given that if we don't actually meet my goal, then I don't actually get any of this money, and you will all be refunded this. And the reason I'm saying this isn't to pressure anyone to give me more money. The last thing I want is for any of you to give me more money now. I'm so thrilled and stoked with what you guys have given me. What I'm saying is that if this fails and I don't quite make the thing, and all you guys get your refund, I will just be so touched and glad that my first big risk and failure in this was the opportunity to see these people come out of my past and through the various degrees of separation of friendships, and who came forward and helped me out. And I'm really just thankful for all of you for doing that. And I'm looking forward to doing this next week, and hopefully maybe a week from now. We're at 71% of funding in the first week. This is a 3-week campaign. Maybe by next week, I'll be sitting here saying my campaign's funded. Here are the next people that helped me finish that race. But whatever happens now, you 22 people that have donated money on my Kickstarter, and the 2 people that I mentioned this week that donated on my Substack, and the people that donated on my Substack before, and all you people, as I said, who've just been taking the time to watch my videos, like my videos, subscribe to my channels, whatever it is. I'm just so thankful that you guys are here with me on this journey. I will say that, not to be needy, but I love the interface. I love talking about this. I love it, hearing what you guys think about my book. So if any of you are checking out my book and you want to leave a comment, go ahead. I'd love to hear it. And if any of you guys are wanting to shoot me an email or shoot me a message on Messenger, please do. Please ask me a question about my book. Please just, interface with me. I like it. So anyways, this is my third Thank You Thursday. I've been an author for 2 years, I think, but I'm kind of only just cracking through what it means to be an author, like breaking through the shell of like becoming an author. And you guys are the ones really helping me do it in a big way. So thank you so much again. I love you all. Take care. I'll see you soon on this video series again. Continue checking out my stuff on, I'll be posting it to Facebook. Check out my YouTube if you want to. Check out my Substack. You can get a free subscription to my Substack if you want, and just check out my videos and have them emailed to you when I post a new one. Whatever you want to do, I'm thankful for it. Take care, guys. Love you. Bye. Hey, friends and family, I just wanted to add a quick shout out. Someone that I accidentally missed because your name is similar to Grandma Emmy's, and I thought I'd already read you. It's Emma. Your handle on Instagram, I believe, is Humble Terra. Emma also donated to my Kickstarter. Thank you so much for contributing. You're one of the first people to have really contributed from kind of out of the blue, one of the people that I don't know and just kind of know through the grapevine of social media. So Emma, thank you so much. And I will say, if anyone's interested, Emma is an artist, and she has some really cool art, some really cool nature-oriented stuff. And actually, I've been looking for an illustrator. I obviously am not in a position to pay anyone. You guys all are probably aware of that. But I am always looking to keep my eyes and ears open for illustrator people. And Emma's one of the first people that I've actually kind of reached out to and said, hey, when I get paid and when I start developing my book, you may be one of the first people that I would work with in that sense. So Emma, thank you so much for joining on with this whole movement, and I appreciate you. I just wanted to finish off by saying that. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.